Welcome to Eye on the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney, and we're coming to you tonight from the middle of nowhere. And that's the theme of this popular series of programs that we call Tiny Towns A to Z. Now, we've already covered A, B, and C, Alviso, Bloomfield, and Clyde. Tonight, we continue with D, E, F, and G. And boy, you know you're in the middle of nowhere when in the wilds of Contra Costa County, you come across a sign that points out where the tiny little post office is. We had so much trouble finding this tiny town, but we did, and we'll show it to you later in the program. You're going to get a kick out of the story we found here, too, all about a payphone. But first, we're going to begin with what is a tiny little town that has very deep pockets. Let's head to the East Bay and Diablo. Now, we call Diablo a tiny town, but actually it's in the unincorporated area of Contra Costa County. In fact, these people who live here were almost subsumed by the metropolis of Danville, but they wanted to make sure that they just stayed their own community, one that's so unique that just guess where they put the post office. Yep, it's right at the edge of the fairway on tee number 1 at the country club. What kind of community has its citizens pick up their mail at a country club?
It's pretty laid back.
92-year-old James Stone has paid his dues, literally. He's a longtime member of the Diablo Country Club, which is to say, he's a longtime resident of Diablo, because the town and the club are one and the same. Diablo, on the slopes of the mountain of the same name, was bred to be a high-class hamlet. Mount Diablo's ancient peak has always lured people east of San Francisco, and horses too. In the late 1800s was built a stately thoroughbred horse farm and racetrack. The only thing left of the old racetrack are the fringe of trees that still mark the northern boundary of it. They replaced the track with a golf course. In the early 1900s, Robert Noble Burgess, a young entrepreneur, bought up the horse farm with the hope of turning it into a posh golf club and summer resort. But that would take more money than he had at the time. So RN, as he was known, called up the richest man in the world, WR, as he was known, William Randolph Hearst. So with Hearst's backing, RN announced plans to sell memberships along a golf course, designed, by the way, by the same man who drew up Pebble Beach. Oh, and would you believe that Hearst's original castle was not going to be in San Simeon? Well, he had plans to build a lavish hotel on Mount Diablo's highest peak. Of course, he never did. The Diablo Country Club officially opened in 1912, and with Hearst's publicity, people flocked to Diablo to buy up lots of land, mostly for summer cottages. In time, Diablo grew from a summer playground to become an exclusive bedroom community. But back in the day, you could buy a lot here for
A couple $100. Really?
That's changed.
Yeah, sure.
So you might be curious as to how much a house goes for in this beautiful little enclave, and we saw this one for sale. So we'll get the flyer. By the way, look at this. It's 2,500 square feet and was built in 1917, and it can be yours for $2,150,000. I'll take 2. One of Diablo's residents changed the world. He was a UC Berkeley professor by the name of Ernest Lawrence. When he wasn't putting around Diablo's golf course, he was helping to invent the atomic bomb. In fact, this was his garage. And if you peek through the window on the side of a closet in the garage, there he has scrawled some of the more famous physics equations. And famous people didn't have to live here to enjoy the club's posh amenities, like its saltwater pool.
Bing Crosby's been here as a guest.
And so was a California governor with an eye for a higher office. Or did the Gipper simply have his eye on Diablo's swanky post office? Only please, if you come to the post office, no cleats, no dogs. And now,